Bonjour mes amis, hi guys. Today once again, thanks to BackWatchDepartment.com, I am able to show you some exciting time machines, literally, that were very much ahead of the independent movement and this idea of using an ETA base and building on top of it an exciting module that would show the time in a different fashion. These pieces here were produced in very low quantities, about 99 pieces for each of the different four time pieces collections. And they have certainly a very enthusiastic following, and they are very sought after now. Now, unfortunately, very sadly, the watchmaker Daniel Nebel from Switzerland has passed away in 2020 from an illness. He was very much loved in the community, apparently a very nice person and an excellent watchmaker. At the origin, he is an engineer in a mechanic, and you can really see why when you operate these watches. So with me, I have the vario curve and the quick indicator from his brand, built, created in 2001, NORD. Here, Zeitmaschine. So NORD because he comes from the north of Switzerland, and Zeitmaschine because these are time pieces. So you might say and dismiss these watches because they are very, very big, very imposing. But bear with me, because Daniel Nebel forged himself these cases, as well as the interesting clasps and the beautiful crowns here. And he built up everything on top of a top grade ETA base. Now, as I said, when you operate these, you might say, okay, these days I've seen many modular watches, and some of them are very popular, like Recence from Belgium, and the newcomer Trilobe from France. And those are high quality pieces indeed, and they are lesser quality pieces. The quality comes into how these operate and how smooth they operate. So the winding, like any ETA movement, just on the 0 position. First click will change the date, and the second click will change the time. So let's start with this quick indicator. I don't know, maybe it's a bit of a joke. I don't know how quick it is. Once you get used to it, it is quite quick. So you have the hours on the left here, 1, and the date, the 9th of the month on the right here, pointed with a little arrow pointer. And then when you change the time, turning the crown south, you will see that through a system of cams, levers, and wheels, the indicator, which is here blue, and you might see different versions of these watches, different colors. Everything was a bit customized, and customers could ask different type of customization. I quite like the playful blue and gold touches of color on this one, which otherwise has different shades of gray. And now look how the seconds hand, the minute hand, is going to follow a very original path. 25th minute, and each minute actually is properly indicated. 27, 28. At the 30, we are at the southernmost position. Then we go back inside, and you can see how precisely the hand is following this curvaceous path. Then goes to 50, goes all the way up. So the size of the hand doesn't change, but through those cams, it will be taken very precisely through this path. And everything is super, super smooth. really a fun watch all day long. You push back the crown to re-engage the balance, and there you go. You have a really fun piece. So as I said, the case was forged by the watchmaker. You can see the different finishes. It's a very imposing timepiece, very unusual. And now let's take a look at the back. You can see the rotor is also quite fun. Now on my wrist, I have the Vario curve. You can see a nice play with the light and a very different way of telling the time. So you have to see these as show pieces. Obviously, if you want a watch to wear at the opera, you might opt for something else. Now let's see what happens when we turn this crown. I can see that we have the indication of the hour, 3, and the date, the 5th. Putting the crown, you will see that the 10th and the 15th minutes just come into sight just in time. The 20th as well, and then there's a steep curve, and it will follow the path. Something that we have seen, for example, in the Baron's Ace of Spades watch on the seconds hand. Here we have it for the minute hand. I don't think there's an indication of the seconds here. So you see the inner workings of the movement. You see here on the left the 40th, 50th minute coming, and the dots just joining each other perfectly. Just tons of fun. Let's zoom in on those wheels and levers and cams. You see, everything is really well finished. So you can check out BackWatchDepartment.com for pricing. These are prized possessions. Obviously, very few of them made, and sadly won't be made again unless somebody takes over the brands and can continue with the production and the engineering. But I seriously doubt that will happen. So when we see all the independent watches that came out afterwards, so these brands started in 2001, active for almost 20 years. You can see how this was very much ahead of its time, and now has found its public. So they are very sought after. So if you're interested, don't wait too long. There's less and less available on the market. So you can see the finishing is first class. So this is not an entry-level timepiece. And as I said, the crown is so smooth when you do this. You don't feel any resistance or anything. So the mechanical engineering is there, right, on display and on the feel of the watch. The case here is a bit different with those recessed portions, bead blasted, same type of rotor, and you can have a peek at the ETA base in its top grade. So expect a very good timekeeping. And why is it used is because, well, if you had to develop the full movement, it would add another $10,000, $20,000 to the cost. But also because the ETA has a very strong capacity to run those modules on top of it. A lot of torque for it, and it's also very accurate. And yeah, it's all engineered. I don't think you would have any problem with the module itself. So you just need to service the ETA portion of the watch, which can be done by anybody, any watchmaker. This is basically the most base movement you can find. So there you go. There are two other models that I don't have with me now, but I will put on the video a a little insight that I had on the cross and roll, which is the most complicated one, most exciting one. It's very hard to describe what it does. It is really really a fantastic one. And the one that I haven't seen yet is the freeze dial. So you can see that here in a picture. All right, guys. So if you're interested in one of these, BackWatch Department has been sourcing some of them, some of the last few ones available in the world. So don't hesitate to contact BackWatch Department, who I thank for sharing these. I had never seen these before, and yeah, very, very fun pieces. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.